After a 1 hour standoff, Whole Air is called in.
When that chopper come over the headland, it was like we're on the set of a Hollywood movie, mate. It was unbelievable.
Bro, this lady's unconscious. Can you help him?
I can't believe we've got a shark. Oh, this couldn't come at a worse time. Look how many people are on the beach. We're trying to find a baby and now we've got a shark in the mix.
Bondi Beach.
Well, old Bondi.
Sun, surf, and party tricks. It's all about having a good time, but too often, someone spoils the party.
I got my eyes on this guy who's been reported touching people in the water. He just jumped in the water again towards the lake. He's touching everyone. Yeah, he's not right. He's not right there. There's something wrong with him. No Can-Am 2 Central for me.
Go ahead.
Just got a report. This guy, he's harassing people up in northeastern between me and the north set of flags. Black pants and black shorts. I just see him behaving really aggressive towards someone on the shore.
Is he violent or is he just touching people inappropriately?
No, he's not violent, but he's touching people. Yeah, I reckon we just keep focused on the water. I'll call the cops.
Good afternoon, Julia. It's Shrimp from the Bondi Lifeguards. How are you?
Within seconds, more reports come in.
If your officers want to come to, if you're sending a crew down, if they want to come to the tower, we could point them in his direction. Bye. Bye. Can't see him now. I was thinking.
Hey, mate. Sorry, mate. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh, good. We've been reported, yeah. Thank you.
In the space of half an hour, lifeguards receive 6 reports.
A guy just came up to us in the surf, tapped me on the shoulder, said, I don't really know what he said, but you could see in his eyes, he's so drunk.
When he came up to Nick, I just felt very uncomfortable, so we just wanted to make the lifeguard aware, just in case anything happened in the water.
I know what's going to happen. The police are going to come down here and I'm not going to be able to find him. I can't keep eyes on him the whole, you know what I mean? Half an hour until they get here, and then in the meantime, we've got people drowning. You know what happens? You take your eyes off the rips to follow some idiot like this, and that's when you miss rescues.
As predicted, the man alleged to be stalking women isn't the only thing lifeguards need to keep an eye on.
There's 2 swimmers in the rip, the guy's in the white hat, yeah.
It's a girl and a guy.
But he can't really swim either.
Oh, he's holding her up. Well, she's going under.
I reckon you're in here. Yeah.
Supporting the woman, the man barely keeps himself afloat.
I don't like these scenarios that pull a lot of resources off the water, because essentially our main job criteria here as lifeguards is to make sure no one drowns.
Who's in the middle of a rescue now? You know, we're on high alert here and there's a lot going on, so it's a bit stressful today.
Yeah, come in, we'll point you.
When the police arrived for this matter, I was really relieved because our main priority here is the swimmers in the surf.
Thanks for coming down for us. We're getting reports he's touching people on the beach and in the water.
The man is spotted under the beach hire umbrellas, but he doesn't get to enjoy the shade for long.
I could see them chasing the alleged offender down the beach. I had no idea what was going to happen next.
Take me back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Everything's gonna be alright in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime, that is where I'll be.
A man has been accused of approaching women and touching them inappropriately.
I could see them chasing the alleged offender down the beach. They tried to chat to the man, at which point he left the conversation and they gave chase. The whole thing looked quite surreal.
I thought it would just be a standard apprehension or an arrest, but it certainly didn't go that way. When they got to the water's edge, he entered the water and they stopped. And then I later learned that it's police protocol not to enter the water.
At Bondi, when the long arm of the law isn't quite long enough, it's time to call the lifeguards.
We don't have a boat, but we have a jet ski, but it's a formulated plan from up here. All right? Thank you. Cheers.
What now? Go.
They want to put the jet ski in the water to go and get him, but...
To get who?
This guy.
Oh, why? He's not going to get on the jet ski.
Nah, that's what I said.
And then that'd just be dangerous, because it's like, get on, mate. And you just won't.
As the arrest strategy is formulated, the man makes his way onto the reef at the south end.
You can walk out there. We're not allowed to. Not allowed to. If he wrestles with us out there, if something happens, then it's an issue for us.
So the police responded with their water police boat, and once they brought their water police boat into the bay, it was decided that it was too shallow for the water police boat to come in close enough, so they needed another plan.
The standoff begins, and the spectators gather.
It started to get pretty hectic down there. Before I knew it, Boo and I were in our little yellow buggy and just sort of looking around going, this is like fully escalating, eh? Like, oh my God.
If we can clear this area out, that'll be sweet.
No worries, mate. The police have asked us to remove all the swimmers from the water.
Yes, hello everyone. I need everyone's attention in the water here. We've got the police's orders. We need to evacuate the water.
Normally, lifeguards only evacuate the water.
All these swimmers, please, out of the water. Get out of the water.
During shark sightings.
Why is there a shark? No, there's no shark. Don't say that word on the beach. Everyone gets scared. No, there's no whale.
What is it then?
I can't tell you. You're seeing a little bit.
What's in the water, money?
I can't tell you, mate. I think you can keep thinking.
They got the water police boat out here and old mates here just floundering on the rocks. It's an interesting one.
After a 1 hour standoff, Hol Air is called in.
When that chopper come over the headland, it was like we're on the set of a Hollywood movie, mate. It was unbelievable.
So the police called in all the cavalry. The boat was arriving, there was a helicopter too. It was all happening and it was something like out of a James Bond movie.
After 45 minutes, the lifeguard tower begins to resemble a mobile command centre. A plan is urgently required.
Are the water police ready to go in the water or not?
They're waiting now.
So the police and the lifeguards came up with a third plan, and that was to send Beardy out on the jet ski to the police boat, pick up the water police officers and bring them in to the man on the rocks.
The man has now evaded police for over an hour and a half.
Beardy's picked up the two water police from the boat.
Okay.
And he's driven into icebergs where this guy's perched up on this random rock.
It's pretty shallow in here.
Such a weird situation.
A jet ski, a boat, a helicopter, scores of police and half a dozen lifeguards.
They just arrested him with force. And before we knew it, we were just sitting there and he was getting marched off the beach, wrist locked with an escort of police. It was quite a full-on scene.
After an hour and 45 minutes, the man was arrested and charged with hinder police as well as stalk and intimidate.
Never a dull moment.
On Australia's most popular beach, lifeguards expect to perform thousands of rescues every summer. But some things simply aren't in the training manual, like explosive devices.
We're not trained as lifeguards in bomb management, but we've got a duty of care to the public.
Uninvited visitors in the children's pool.
Hold on, little fella, we're trying to help you.
And drag queen flash mobs.
I'm a big fan of keeping the drive alive. So if someone's dancing, I'm dancing.
lifeguards never know when Bondi will throw them the next curveball.
You got this.
Where is it? I thought it was right next to the left of the... Mate, that could have killed someone. Go down there, Chase. Take a deep hit. It could be like a heart attack. Central to Mouse, yeah. Cars just flipped up near icebergs. I just saw two kids coming up. I thought they were running up to take a photo or something like that. And then they just said, there's a car up there that's flipped. And I was like, hold on a second. The car on its roof at the toilet block probably dropped 12, 15 feet. And that spot is one of the most busy spots where people do the coastal walk. See the dunnies? Yeah. See the car? How we move? See to the left of the dunnies? That is unbelievable.
That set of stairs is used by thousands of people every day. It's the main thoroughfare to the Bondi to Bronte coastal walk and also one of the main entry points to the beach. So if anything happened along that stairwell there, it would be catastrophic.
Do you reckon you get done for manslaughter?
100%. You're in charge of that vehicle.
Yeah.
The driver of the car was exiting a garage on this steep street.
She apparently scraped her car on the way out, so she got out of the car to check the damage, and then she left the handbrake off and it just rolled down backwards and off the edge. It ended on the next level.
Miraculously, no one was using the stairs when the 2.5-ton car plummeted over the edge.
You've probably got one very embarrassed car owner up there, but also probably a very lucky one because no one's been hurt, obviously. So she should go and buy a lottery ticket, really. Total write-off unless you want a convertible, you know, like...
How no one got crushed is wild.
Difficult extraction job. I thought they might get a crane and lift it out, but they're gonna drag it up the wall onto the back of the truck that's waiting where the fence used to be. It's an absolute miracle that no one was hurt. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Back to lifeguarding.
As soon as lifeguards see a hand go up, they recognise that someone is in trouble.
She's gonna go under.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Hey, buddy, come in for us. No swimming right there.
But why is this man signalling for help while his feet are still on the ground?
Hey, just stand, mate. Stand, relax, and walk.
Yeah, so I just seen a swimmer waving his hand in the air while he was standing in chest-deep water, so it was all a bit confusing to me.
Use your legs, not your arms.
For unknown reasons, the man continues signalling for help.
That would be my first where the person's actually standing up and I'm taking the kid off and I'm going to get them while they're standing. It's quite an embarrassing feeling, but you got to do what you got to do.
After an awkward disembark...
Oh, Bob, go, you're standing up, mate. You're standing up.
Calvin from Malaysia can finally reveal what the problem was.
I lost my blood. It's all good. No, I lost my blood. All good, brother. Let's lie down.
He was making some weird sort of pointing with his fingers to his eyes. I was trying to work out what was going on.
Wait, just come with me. No, I don't panic. That's okay. It's all good. When you panic, it makes it harder for yourself. So just deep breath, and you could actually stand up where you were, where I got you.
Unable to see without his glasses, Calvin couldn't tell how far he was from shore.
You're back, mate. You're back to land.
When I'll go there, and then the wave comes to me like my glasses moves.
I think it was when we actually got in that I realised that Calvin was nearly blind.
He like Aquaman.
They must be some really powerful glasses because without those, I certainly don't look like Aquaman. Aquaman's got a hectic beard. I don't have a beard at all. And he's got a mad rig on him. And I had a big Christmas. Poor bloke didn't know which way was up or where he was going.
No, I can't see anything.
Jackson isn't even dry when a swimmer in real danger is spotted.
Yeah, guys. Hey, you guys, just come straight back to shore, please.
She's gone.
Two swimmers struggle to hold up a woman.
As I was paddling out to the patient, I saw that the two blokes were they were really holding her up and keeping her afloat. She was definitely showing signs of fatigue.
Hey, boys, stuck her on the board.
Whether she was unconscious or not, I wasn't sure.
You alright? Fix it, boys. Just stuck her on so she's lying face down.
The woman is helped by her son and a member of the public.
She just looked really limp. Her wrists were down, just classic signs of possibly an unconscious patient, because I didn't know if her eyes were open or not.
Patient looks pretty tired. Might not be all that well.
And now, have you swallowed any water? You did? Are you feeling? Is she right to stand up, or? Yeah. Hang on. Has she got a bad back, or has she always had a bad back? She's always had. I'm just worried.
I thought that I was going to have to at least get some oxygen on her and possibly call for an ambulance.
She hasn't had a knock, has she? No. Okay.
Seemingly disorientated, the woman's condition suddenly changes.
Oh, let's just take her up here. I might put her on the oxygen for a bit. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fine? Okay.
It was quite surprising when she perked up. It was almost like she just sort of got a bit of life into her, and I was like, oh my God, you're actually fine. So that was just a massive spin out for me.
You all right?
The mother and son are both doctors from the UK.
We just out there, it wasn't too far at all, but I think this current just takes you out and out. You don't actually get sideways like the beach. So, but anyway, we're both alive.
Yeah, I thought it was quite weird and yeah, almost humorous that she sort of dismissed me off, and I wasn't quite sure how to act at the time, but you know, I took her word for it.
They came out pretty quick, so yeah, good job. No complaints. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Every season, Bondi's lifeguards compete against each other to decide who is the fastest member of the team.
Go!
Joel Bevilacqua is in his third season as a Bondi lifeguard, and so far has failed to find glory in the annual Lifeguard Challenge.
My lifeguard race last year was probably one to forget. I went off with the big boys and came in about second last, and I only beat Mario, so a lot of people say that that's pretty much last.
Here comes the Italian stallion.
Yeah, not my best race.
This year, Joel has a secret plan to improve his performance in the upcoming annual Lifeguard Challenge.
I've enlisted the help of my brother, Matt, who's a professional Ironman, and hopefully he can whip me into some sort of shape.
I'm Matt Bevilacqua and I'm a Nutrigrain Ironman. I was born in Hobart, Tasmania, and now based in the Gold Coast.
Me and my brother were super competitive growing up. We did nippers together and I was always yapping at his heels.
I can't wait to inflict some pain on Joel. You know, there's levels to his skills that we can train into him, and I'll make him learn that the hard way, no doubt.
Today, Joel is helping his older brother in the final race of the Nutrigrain Ironman series.
I'm going to be handling for Matt today, so that means I'm going to be handing him his goggles, his drinks in between races, picking up his craft when he jumps off it, and then moving it over to the other side so that he can jump back on and go again. I'm a little bit nervous now that I'm down here, and he keeps drilling into me about the goggles, so I've got them right here. I'm practicing right now, so yeah, hopefully I don't stuff that up.
As the current Coolangatta Gold champion, Matt is one of Australia's top athletes.
Yeah, go.
Today, at the end of the ski leg, he's coming 7th. After the swim,
Let's go, Matt! Go, Matt!
Matt moves up to 4th place.
He's going well, that's why I'm so nervous.
In the final board leg,
Go, Matt! Go!
It's a race to the finish.
Matt Bevilacqua, you are the champion!
Yeah.
Woo! What a performance by Matt Bevilacqua!
In 3 weeks, it'll be Joel's turn to race, and Matt will be his coach.
If you think that looked hard, I'm going to make you hurt so much more.
Oh, mate, I was cheering for you out there.
It still hurts. I'm going to be cheering for you when you're training, and it's going to hurt just as much.
I don't want to do it. Can we just drink beer and celebrate?
No, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
I remember coming over the last wave, and what I saw next just, absolutely shocked me to the core.
Yeah, when Singlet started paddling, it just got worse and worse.
I just thought to myself, I'm going to have to draw on every little bit of skill, every little bit of training that I've ever had.
Look, I've seen some crazy things in my 19 years of service, and mate, that one was just unbelievable.
I've never seen that in my lifetime of being a lifeguard. We do so many rescues, thousands of rescues a year. And a lot of the time, we're racing to get to them. Some are more dramatic than others. Sometimes a lot of people have a lot of fight in them. And sometimes they just sink. But the majority of people we rescue, they just get out of the water and off they go, and you never see them again. Yeah, most rescues we do, 95, 99% of the time, we just get there in the nick of time. And, although they could end up in tragedy, we just seem to get there. But, as much as we try, sometimes we just can't be there for everybody. And that's the sad part.
At its core, a lifeguard's mission is simple: preserve human life.
40,000 people down here on any given day. And, we'll do 100, maybe 200 rescues some days.
But this summer has been unlike any in recent memory. As a drowning epidemic has swept Australia, 280 people are dead.
A man in his 50s was pulled from the ocean.
A 2-year-old boy was discovered unconscious.
Today, the body of a 25-year-old man.
The New South Wales horror run of drownings has continued.
When you hear of a lot of drownings around Australia, it puts a lot more pressure on the team because it's happening everywhere and you just don't want that statistic to happen down here.
The most tragic events in Bondi's history are never forgotten. Black Sunday, 1938. Lifeguards and lifesavers rescued more than 180 people at once. Dozens were resuscitated. 5 people died.
The big difference in lifeguarding now is the equipment we have. 70-odd years ago, they were still pulling people in with a belt and reel. You look at the old photos and the crowds back then were just as big as the crowds we get now.
In the 79 years since Black Sunday, lifeguards have never faced multiple resuscitations at once. March 2nd, 2017. Autumn has begun, and the crowds are thinning out.
The end of summer for us is probably our favourite time of year. It's just a beautiful time to be at Bondi, and for us, it's a time to, enjoy your job.
For lifeguards, it's business as usual.
Nothing changes. We do the same thing routinely every day. Check our equipment, put the signs in the dangerous spots, place our flags in the most appropriate position, and then we just get to work.
The day has been quiet, but by mid-afternoon, the rips of South Bondi are intensifying.
One can down. Boys, we just got to head off the back of the icebergs. Corey's been watching him for a little bit. Can you head down there for us?
On our way.
Sorry. Well, we see a guy who's struggling right in the south corner, and, he's a long way out.
He was definitely in the midst of a rip. What do you reckon it was?
Yeah, mate, I'd personally say go.
The man is now around 200 metres offshore. At a low vantage point, singlets must memorise the man's position.
As I headed in, I had eyes on him, but because of the waves, I kind of kept losing sight of him, you know, dipping below the wave.
Yeah, Singo's just going to get him.
Singlets reaches the last place he saw the man.
Singo's going right.
Yeah, so I get out the back and, you know, there was no sign of him anywhere. It's really eerie. There's, you know, you're looking at the surface and you're looking for any kind of panic out there. You know, you're also just looking for, you know, activity below the surface.
Singo probably thinks he's just lost someone, eh?
Yeah.
You know, my immediate reaction was, you know, has he gone under?
It's pretty scary because sometimes you look around, there's just no one there, and you always think the worst. Have they sunk? Have they gone under? Have they drowned?
You might want to get him on the megaphone, let him know the guy's me on the rocks.
Yeah, Singo, right in here. Come right back in, Singo.
In a rare turn of luck, the man has been funneled through a channel in the rocks and spat out close to shore.
It's the best feeling in the world, knowing that someone's safe and blow that sigh of relief.
How you going, buddy? You all right?
Yeah.
You all right? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cool. That was hectic. I got out there and I couldn't see him.
Yeah, he came in.
But he's gone under. Like
he just got pushed straight in around the rocks.
Shit myself out there. I was like, looked around and there was just no one.
Nah, you went straight past him.
He must have come in that quickly.
Yeah, he did. Straight in around the rocks.
Yeah.
70-year-old Doug is from Scotland. Like many visitors, swimming at Bondi has been on his bucket list.
We're on holiday on a round-the-world trip from central Scotland, and this will be the one and only day in my life probably that I'll be here. So I won't forget it in a hurry. I was getting a little bit concerned, I have to say. When I was coming in, the current was taking me more to the rocks. I didn't realise how close to the rocks I was, you know.
Doug has a story to take back home to Scotland. Sadly, not everyone lives to tell the tale about swimming in a rip. Singlets is a third-generation Bondi boy and a father of two. He has close to a decade of experience as a lifeguard.
I still love my job. I always will love this job.
Today looks set to end like most days do. The lifeguards pack up and everyone goes home safely.
You know, this day's no different than any other day.
But in the ocean, nothing can be certain.
Those heads out the back of the package, though. You always might have to go down the back, though. Oh, shit, out the back.
5 people have walked off the shallows of a sandbank
You better go.
into the deep water of Backpackers Rip.
I just saw this cluster of people right out the back of Backpackers where the surfers were, and it didn't look good at all.
Yeah, they're waving now. They're waving now.
Boys, hands are waving. There's 5 heads. You're going to have to go. Coming.
The people are staying above water, but they appear to be struggling.
What I saw next just absolutely shocked me to the core.
30 seconds after the group were first sighted, Singlets enters the water.
Just hang on, guys. We've got boys coming out for you. Just hold on.
Jethro notices something isn't right.
It's actually a girl floating on her back. Someone holding her up. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks.
We've got boys coming out for you.
In the turbulence, lifeguards try to identify who is worse off.
Yeah, boys, just so you know, the old bloke furthest out is the worst. Hopefully Singos gets straight on him.
I couldn't see the patients on the way out, and then I remember coming over to the last wave, and what I saw next just, you know, absolutely shocked me to the core.
woman is unconscious and not breathing. Singlets must let the team know. The situation is critical.
You see the 3 pumps, the first thing you got to do is get the defib down to the shore.
Jeff, give me down back to the defib. Well, you never want to see that signal because you know that you've got a really heavy situation happening and, you know, you've really got to act and act quickly.
Ambulance, please.
Whoa! This girl's unconscious.
Singlets is desperate for help, but there are no lifeguards free.
Of course, I wanted to help Singer. He was asking for help, but I couldn't leave this guy that was clearly about to drown. I had to get him to the sandbank and then go help again.
Lifeguards learn the people are from the same family.
Go.
Further out, the situation has become much worse.
Corey! This lady's unconscious. Can you help him?
Singlets was screaming at me to come over and help him, and then I heard on the megaphone.
There's one out to the left here as well.
I think there's someone else that's just as bad, hey?
Had to paddle over the crest of 1 or 2 more little waves, and then I just saw a person face down, just lifeless and face down.
There's 2 unconscious patients out there.
Look, I've seen some crazy things in my 19 years of service, and mate, that one was just unbelievable.
To have 2 people unconscious at the same time, I've never seen that in my lifetime of being a lifeguard.
Lady, hello! Yeah, 1 second, we have to get him.
And Chapo's not even working, Chapo's in there.
You know, usually there's a bit of colour in someone who's unconscious, but mate, that was just straight up really bad. Where we were, there was just a constant little waves that just kept chipping away, like just making it harder and harder and harder.
I don't even know what's going on out there anymore.
I just went straight to Corey because he needed help.
Singlets is left with no assistance.
I remember when the other lifeguards paddled to the other patients. You know, I just felt like, how am I going to manage this? Like, there's no one to help.
It's been 3 minutes since the pair were found face down. The human brain cannot survive without oxygen for much longer than 6 minutes.
If I lose my board,
Come on, lady! Talk to me, hello!
worst possible scenario,
Hello!
I'm going to be in the water with a dead patient.
Hello! Come on, Tom!
I just thought to myself, I'm going to have to draw on every little bit of skill, every little bit of training
Lady, hello!
to get this woman in, because there is really no other option.
Come on, lady! Talk to me, hello! Can you come in and help?
Anyone who's tried to pick up an unconscious patient is just pretty much sometimes impossible on your own. And, you know, for the job he did, it was just incredible.
We're going to get her out on the board. Lift the board. Lift the board. Lift the front. Pick it up, pick it up. Right here. Sideways, sideways. Use the drone. This way, this way. Yeah.
4.5 minutes after Oddbjorg was first found, Singlets begins the vital compressions which will circulate oxygen from her bloodstream through to her brain.
Don't worry about that. Keep coming. 1, 2, 3.
Kerbox prepares the defibrillator. The voice system will notify lifeguards if an electric shock can be given to restart Oddbjorg's heart.
Apply pad. Settle down. Don't worry about that. Keep coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me do that. That's all right.
Oddbjorg's sister watches on.
Get ready to get off.
1. Stop CPR. Do not touch the patient.
Where's the other boy?
No shock advised.
They're out there, mate. They're still out there.
Needed. Begin CPR.
Everyone knew, like, we've got to get him in as quick as possible, and as time went on, we're just thinking, got to get him in.
Even with like 3 or 4 other guys trying to push the board when a wave came, the wave just wouldn't take us. I just couldn't believe it.
Lifeguards must battle against the power of backpackers' rip.
Corey did that initial work and he was just like, get him in, and we were trying.
Kerbox and Singlets are desperate for assistance.
Hey, mate, can you just hand it? Oh, no English. Get down.
Yeah, this gentleman just came up after I was yelling, please someone help. He couldn't speak English and, realistically, it didn't matter. We just needed his help. We're forever grateful.
Continue for 30 seconds.
2 minutes swap. I'll keep going. The boys, where are they? Get that one.
Almost 6 minutes have lapsed since Corey first reached Johnny. 5 surfers have joined 3 lifeguards in the fight against the rip.
Somehow he came off the board again. It just drove me insane that I couldn't get him in.
The man weighs in excess of 100 kilograms.
Still, at least from what I can see, 2 patients in the water. Kerbox and Singlets and someone else that I can't tell are doing a resus on another patient right now. It's the one Singlets brought in. Hopefully that ammo gets here real quick.
Tilt the head, mate. Head back. Head tilt. That's it.
Continue.
Hold that,
Lifeguards listen to the defibrillator.
Continue for 15 seconds.
But Oddbjorg's heart rhythm is in flatline and she can't be shocked.
1. Stop CPR. Stop now. Analyzing heart rhythm.
I remember looking around and went, oh no.
This is going to be the worst thing I've ever seen as a lifeguard.
The thing that was going through my brain more than anything was like, this person's friends or family are going to be on the beach watching this whole thing.
Can you hold that there? That's just that topic.
7 minutes after Johnny was first found in the water, resuscitation begins.
Compression's now caused. Nothing coming out. Compression's caused. Straight enough. Let go, mate. Don't use your thumbs, mate.
This is the worst crisis the service has faced in decades.
So bad.
He's so determined to get the patient back, no matter how long they've been unconscious for. You're not going to give up.
Get the bearing. Tilt the head, mate. Head back. Head tilt. That's it.
Continue.
Good compressions, box.
They're getting there.
the ambos.
Roll him. Roll him up. Go on, mate.
Come on, mate. Come on.
Go on, mate.
Resuscitation on Johnny started 7.5 minutes after he was found.
Quick, mate.
Essential to the boys. Boys, have I got anyone to come up here and give the ambos a lift down by any chance?
Take the buggy. Now, please. Just need you to come over.
Yeah. Go, boys, go.
Yes, mate. Not slow.
'Jump in. Jump in.
3. Okay, mate. You're ready to get on that one.
How many pictures you got?
2. Stop CPR.
15 minutes after the pair were found face down,
There's one patient.
the prospect of successful resuscitation is becoming less likely by the second.
Is it good? Water?
3. You're ready to get on that one.
No. Just keep going with the compression. Just keep going with the compression.
Anybody's coming.
Fingers crossed, boys. Come on.
How are you, mate?
What we got? We've got no pulse, no breathing. In the water for maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, we're going with the shocks and all that.
We haven't had a shock, we haven't had an AFib.
Just keep going with CPR.
Yep, that's all we've been doing, man.
The whole time, I wanted to see nothing but see him start coughing or blink or something, you know.
Johnny is also fitted with a defibrillator in the hope his heart can be restarted.
How long you
Okay, we're 1 minute 30 now.
I was just really, really hoping something would happen.
With our compressions, the hope is that we generate a shockable rhythm, we get it off flat line, and that can help him come back to life.
You want me to stop?
Bung in.
Yeah, I'm alright, I've got another 2 minutes.
doing well, guys?
30 metres away, paramedics fit an ECG machine to Oddbjerg, hoping to identify electrical activity in her heart.
Singles and I just weren't going to give up. And then out of nowhere, he said, "Oh, hey boys, I think I'm getting a faint electrical activity there." Next minute, you know, we heard we've got activity. There's a pulse come back. I looked at Singles, was like, "Oh my God, like we've got it back."
Absolutely incredible. One of the paramedics told me that there's a 0.01% chance that someone will survive something like this, and there it was right in front of us.
And the boys had already beaten all the odds. Yeah, I was just stoked that the boys got her back.
It was just this huge relief, and Singles and I were like, "Thank God." But you know, that didn't help things as well, because then the boys, unfortunately, across from us were like, you know, had their heads down, and all of a sudden, you know, our focus turned to them, and then I was like, "Oh no."
With their sister revived, family members turned to their brother-in-law. But after 30 minutes of CPR, paramedics call an end to the resuscitation.
We're just like, why can't we get this guy back? Like, you know, over the years we've had so many successful sort of resusces and situations, and mate, it's surreal. It's surreal having someone die at your hands.
I saw them, and then you guys were there, and I was like,
Just routine, I don't know, just like that.
Yeah. It's not what many people are used to dealing with.
Yeah, poor Jeffro, he was in the tower and would have hit him hard as well because I don't think he's ever seen anything like this either.
It's harder to be in the tower when resuscitations are going on because you feel helpless, but you're playing such an important role.
Yeah, when Singlet started paddling, it just got worse and worse. Yeah, when the it's our one job down here to get everyone home safe and out of the water. And you know, obviously sometimes we do our best and it's not good enough, but it hurts a lot.
Now breathing on her own, Oddbjerg is placed into an induced coma and prepared for transportation to hospital.
But when she left the beach, you know, you're never out of the woods. You got a big fight still on your hands.
I'll come with you as well, all right? It's going to be okay.
Thank you.
She's showing really good signs, all right? So just relax, okay? It's going to be all right.
I had a brother in here too.
I know, it's okay. We'll just worry about one person at a time, okay?
Thank you.
It would have been horrific to watch a family member, if not two of them, you know, going for a leisurely swim 1 minute and next minute being resuscitated on the middle of the beach.
What do we know about this girl? Does anyone actually know her? Or is she
Oh, there's a relationship, yeah.
Okay.
You want the stairs or the tower, boys?
Stairs
or the tower? I mean, our stretcher's there, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be easy to get over here because it's going to be too narrow.
Move the beds to whatever.
Yeah, we'll go to the wide one.
What's the easiest spot? I think it's stairs. Yeah. Move the bed. Hey, Mitch, can you jump off with the bed? Yeah. Bring her out first so everyone's around the
It may be days before Oddbjerg's condition is fully known.
You never have that, you know, feeling of relief until you finally get the all clear, and you know, you're just praying, you know, for days that you're going to get that.
Mate, I just see them all the time and it just doesn't end like that. It never ends like that. It's not meant to end like that.
Yeah, never lost anyone at work before, you know? Like, I feel like...
Yeah, you've done your best. There's nothing more than you could have done, you know what I mean?
I know.
It felt like 10 minutes. We were all just standing there as a group. I think everyone was just trying to comprehend it.
"23-year-old Wally is in his first season as a Bondi lifeguard.
I was very blank. I didn't know how to feel kind of thing. I was sort of like, what just happened kind of thing. I don't really know how I was feeling at that stage. It was a bit blank.
Don't worry if it's not all right, because even I'm battling with it, and it's just what it is. It's horrible.
The bond between the guys that have been involved in that was incredible.
Before lifeguards get a chance to debrief on what has just happened, they're called back to the beach.
Yeah, I got a potential non-swim in the same route.
Less than 5 minutes since a man's body was carried away, someone has dived into Backpacker's Rip.
I remember we were all in the tower going like, why? Like, what didn't they see? Didn't they notice that something horrible had just happened?
How stupid can you be?
How can people actually continue to swim there? Two bodies just got pulled from the water and people still swim there.
Yeah, look, I don't know if you've been here for the last 10 minutes, but we've just had a really bad incident happen right here. We have a sign that says dangerous currents. We're really getting frustrated. You know, help us out.
I couldn't believe that he was swimming in that exact same spot.
Go out the back, just go across the beach onto the sandbank. Go across.
Like 10 minutes later, I don't get it.
Not even 5 minutes after a fatality. I don't get it.
At the end of the day, we do our job and we set the beach up to be as safe as possible. We put the flags in the safest spot on the beach. That's where they're meant to swim. So these guys that swim in these spots, they've got to take responsibility for their own lives at some stage.
Incidents that have gone on here?
Well, I don't know. It's ambulance right here. I don't know.
Yeah. It's because someone was swimming exactly where you were. Brilliant. Let go and walk out.
He went in the exact same spot those tourists were in, so I don't know what you got to do down here to make people stop swimming in the wrong spot. So he didn't even know what the red and yellow flags were.
I give up. Like, that's just a perfect example of what we're dealing with down here.
Like, saw the ambulances and everything.
They're
I asked
everywhere
him. I said, "Did you see what happened?" And he goes, "Yeah." You deal with the biggest situation you could deal with, and then they try and just replicate it, basically. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's insane. I gave him a bit. It's all right. They need to know about it, because whatever we're doing at the moment, it's not getting through to them. So.
At the end of the shift, Kerbox calls the team together.
I think the best way to deal with this is, you know, have a debrief and just try to talk it out. You know, it takes a while to process something like this happening and, you know, just stick together. And that's what we did. Yeah, I might hit you tomorrow, I might hit you next week, but the thing is, we're all in it together.
The worst I've seen in my 8 years.
I've never seen two at a time.
No.
Not two at a time.
And looking around at the surface faces and everything, everyone was just horrified and just no one could help.
Honestly, I'm very willing for us, so
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourselves up.
I suppose that's the nature of our job.
Yeah.
You all think it can happen and you know it can happen, but it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a job that we do. We love doing it. You know, I think that you can't blame yourself. What if that did happen?
I mean, you know, like we got one back and that's something, so...
Yeah, I'm glad that was a big focus on that.
Yeah.
I care about the younger guys and, you know, I'm an old bloke these days and, you know, it's important that I show support and that's what I try to do and I'll keep trying to do. Kept in touch with the boys the whole time, making sure they're okay. But, yeah, it was difficult. Yeah. Anyway.
3 days after the drowning, lifeguards await news on the condition of 67-year-old Oddbjerg, the woman they resuscitated.
I was just sitting in the tower watching the water and we got a knock at the door and she said, hi, you rescued my sister? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and she was looking at me and I just said, you know, how is she? And she's like, this is her. And the lady just stood there and like, we just looked at each other I felt like for like 20 seconds, I just looked at her. I was like, this can't be real. Like, you should be dead.
As soon as we saw each other, we just had this huge hug for about a minute, and there were tears. I think one stage we just looked at each other. For me to see her with life in her body and life in her eyes was incredible. So this is from the sister, actually, who was here. I only got this on Friday, so... Dear Trent, thank you again for saving my sister from drowning on Bondi Beach.
For the hard work you and your fellow lifeguards did for both Oddbjorg and our brother-in-law, Johnny, meant the world to us.
I had the feeling of being in a roller coaster between deep sorrow and extreme happiness.
Going home together with Oddbjorg, who shows no signs of injury at all, is the best gift ever.
I would like you to know and also pass on to your fellow lifeguards that all of us who are present at Bondi are so grateful for your knowledge, capacity, endurance and hard work regarding both Johnny and my sister.
Our sister, who lost her husband, asked me to thank you for trying as hard as you did to save Johnny's life.
His coffin will come to Norway in a few days, so we are going to gather for his funeral. Please pass on our thanks to everybody involved.
North Bondi, on days like today, you can't beat it.
Hello, how are you?
We all try to, get together once in a while, and, what better way than having a barbecue together? It doesn't wipe out what happened, but it eases a bit, so, yeah, it's good. A lot of the boys have got families now, and wives and partners and fiancés like myself, and it's like one big family. Yeah, this summer's been really hard for us. It's been testing at times. We've had an unfortunate tragedy. But, at the end of the day, it's our job, and we just got to keep coming back and turning up and doing the same job day in, day out. And we've got to move forward. And days like today, getting together with all the family, it's, it's fun and it eases the pain a bit.
Rattler every day, how are you?
We're more than just colleagues, we're mates, and we're mates for life.
New Year's Day, you don't know what you're in for, but you know you're going to be in for a big day no matter what. All of a sudden, they've just teared down the beach. You've got to expect the unexpected.
Woman's had a baby abducted, mate.
Abducted? We've had a lady who has had her kid kidnapped. It's just panic stakes everywhere.
The clubbies here are saying they've seen a shark.
This couldn't come at a worse time. Look how many people are on the beach. We're trying to find a baby and now we've got a shark in the mix.
Today's New Year's Eve. The whole beach is definitely in party mode.
That's my New Year's resolution. Do more yoga and get fit and drink less piss.
Have a baby.
Have a baby? You heard it here first. Baby year.
There's an unpredictability about Bondi at this time of year. The amount of tourists that we get down here, they're just not used to it, and people start to lose their common sense, so we got to kind of stay on guard.
You can swim in any other spot except for here. Please. If you can swim, you're just going to attract people that cannot swim, and there are plenty of people who can't swim down here today.
See the guy hanging around? Go, boys. The guy's helping him, mate. Yeah, he's got to get out there. The guy's sucking a bit of water in.
Terry's noticed a man being held up by another swimmer.
Oh, drowning.
So when I get there, I need him to hold on to the rescue male, but he has his teeth in his hand. Kind of concerned. I didn't want him to drop his teeth to the bottom of the ocean. And they're expensive, I just said, mate, do you want me to hold your teeth?
Yeah, give me your teeth.
He gave me his teeth.
Are you okay? All right.
Yeah, he's backwards. I like the backwards, Bruce.
It's okay.
We get back closer to shallow water and, you think you got no more surprises up your sleeve, and his teeth just keep falling out, I ended up holding his hand. I suppose it's a pretty emotional thing for someone that just been rescued and you're the one that rescued him and they don't really want to let go of you. It was quite the moment.
You're right. Just go.
See the new year too. He'll see out another year.
Yeah, you know, nice New Year's present for him. He's alive.
How quiet is it, boys?
Still eerie, it's that quiet.
Eerily quiet.
We have a big event going on up the back, which means that we completely clear the beach from 5 o'clock through till I think it's 5 the next morning.
New Year's Day is you come down here, you don't know what you're in for, but you know you're going to be in for a big day no matter what. It's definitely a rush, you know, that's what you become a lifeguard for, is for those days. New Year's Day, Christmas Day, they're the ones that you want to be down here working.
Team in the morning will have their work cut out for them. They've got the hangover from this big party going on, so they're going to be straight into it at 5 in the morning.
Happy New Year. See you tomorrow. 2013.
New Year's Eve at Bondi is always a colourful night. You know that there's always going to be people wild on the streets. There's going to be brawls, lots of drinking, lots of arrests. And, you know, of course, we finish up with the end result. They all come down for sunrise on Bondi Beach and we're pulling them out of the water.
Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, we're ready.
New Year's morning, we start at 5 a.m, so it is dark. You know, we hit the lights on the motorbike, we head out on the beach and people are swimming at 5 in the morning. And it's highly important that we're down here to, you know, for a duty of care for those lives.
There we go. Welcome, baby. Welcome to a safe summer. Hello, Zoe.
Alcohol's banned on Bondi Beach, but on New Year's Day they come straight from parties full of booze.
Just have a good night.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What should I say to you?
We're on the beach. I sense an opportunity. All the people are dancing around Curbox. They pick him up like he's a god. And then they baptised him.
Ideal way to start the year, is it?
They're a real unpredictable bunch and they can turn quite quickly, so you just got to be really careful. A couple of girls jumped in the buggy for a photo opportunity and, you know, I started digging a hole to put a sign in. All of a sudden, they've just teared down the beach 100 miles an hour. They think it's hilarious. But if I have to go to an emergency, someone could drown. We're just doing our job down here, just trying to save lives. These backpackers, they wouldn't steal a police car or an ambulance. But, you know, they see it as fun to steal the lifeguard's vehicle.
That's good. No. Good hell. She goes, how do you get to the pub? How do you get to the pub? Oh my God. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. No drink driving, guys.
As a result of this, we've actually put kill switches in the buggies, and you ain't gonna find them. It's all hands on deck. We've got 30 to 40,000 people down here. It's 35 degrees. We've got rips running.
Move up between the red and yellow flags.
Beach is packed. We've got the clubbies are on board. There's just stuff happening left, right and centre, and we're just flat stick. The water's the priority, but on New Year's Day, you've got to expect the unexpected.
A woman's had a baby abducted, mate.
Abducted?
Abducted.
She's absolutely beside herself. It's a little baby, probably a toddler.
Yeah, Laurie's an ex-lifeguard of 20 years, and he come running into the tower really concerned that a lady just reported to him that her baby had been abducted by another lady.
I made an announcement down here. Yeah. A group of guys suddenly chirped up and said they're headed down towards the water's edge. This white woman and the baby. Apparently she was seen heading in the direction of...
She doesn't know the lady.
She doesn't know the lady.
Wow. Should we get...
Ring the police, definitely.
There's such a big crowd, and to try and find someone amongst that crowd who had abducted a baby was just going to be so hard to deal with.
Hey, it's Aaron Graham here from the Bondi Lifeguards. We've just had a lady down here who has had her baby abducted from the beach by another lady. That's like a kidnapping,
It is, yeah. Apparently it's an attempted abduction.
I'll put you onto the off-duty lifeguard. 1 second. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Are you there, mate?
Yeah, we get missing children all the time, but never had an abducted child before.
Bondi Central to Terry.
We've had a lady who has had her kid kidnapped from in front of the tower by a big white lady and ran off with her baby.
I notified all the boys on the beach by the radio, but they were about to find out about their own emergency. Everything's just hit the roof. It's just panic stakes everywhere.
They were calling in, Surfcom was saying that they couldn't get hold of it and that they wanted to close the beach because they saw
The clubbies here at Bondi Flags are saying that the southern outpost has seen a shark.
I can't believe we've got a shark.
I mean, they've got the duck and the yellow boat out there, so I'm trying to confirm it.
This couldn't come at a worse time. Look how many people are on the beach. We're trying to find a baby and now we've got a shark in the mix. In the back of my mind, I know that I might have to set this shark alarm off, which is going to set this massive crowd into a frenzy, making the search even harder. Oh, hang on, Loz.
To Aaron Graham.
Has she got the baby? See that.
Hang on, I might be able to save you the trip here. She's got the baby. She's got the baby back.
I'm so relieved the baby's been found.
Good Lord.
I'm really intrigued to find out what happened, but at the moment I've got to deal with this shark.
Good old-fashioned beach day.
Yeah. Sharks have been in the media lately.
A surfer has lost a finger and knuckle fighting off a bull shark near Port Macquarie.
Everybody thinks they see sharks. We only probably get 3 or 4 sightings a year. The rest are false alarms.
Bondi Central to Hoppo.
Go ahead.
Apparently, though, the yellow boat has seen a shark at Ben Butler heading south about 20 minutes ago. And then the outpost at South Bondi, I reckon they seen it from the beach about 5 minutes ago.
The clubbies down at South Bondi have said they've seen the shark. Obviously, if we set the alarm off every time someone thought they seen a shark, it's going to be like the boy that cried wolf.
I just don't understand, how did the people from South Bondi see it and they haven't told you guys? Yeah, I don't get it either. What are they doing now? Looks like they're trying to clear the water, are they? Yeah, so I think in front of you, I think they've told them there's a shark because look at them getting out of the water. Maybe we should hit the alarm because these clubbies are telling everyone to come in. Yeah, might as well, otherwise you're going to have mass panic.
Generally, it's my decision whether we put the alarm on and clear the water. But the first domino had been knocked over, so we couldn't turn it back from there.
Yeah, Taco is going to hit the switch right now. Yeah.
One flick of a button and everyone just goes crazy.
It's a pretty big deal for a young 18-year-old trainee to set the shark alarm off at 30,000 people down at the beach.
Look at the flags, mate.
He just had the biggest grin on his face. It was as wide as Luna Park.
Mate, it's like they're in a board paddling race.
This is one in a lifetime. There's about a football stadium of people just scattered on the beach, going berserk.
This scene to the south of me, I've never seen anything like it. That's the most people I've ever seen on Bondi, in or out of the water. They're all out, and you can just see it's literally thousands and thousands of people.
Taco feels so tough when you hit that alarm and it's made 30,000 people just obey his demands.
This is unbelievable.
Every single person at the beach would have been worried about this shark. You could tell they're all standing up, but the poor lady looking for her baby, that was the last thing on her mind.
I can see the chopper.
There's only a certain amount of time that you're going to keep this massive crowd out of the water on such a hot day. So it's up to the lifeguards to make a quick call and a safe call.
Bondi Central to Hoppo, just an update. They've got the helicopter on the way to an aerial search.
Yeah, lifesaver one, this Bondi Lifeguards, we copied that.
Go ahead.
Just copied a transmission from Lifesaver 1 saying it was all clear.
Copy, Tez. We'll put the flags back up then, eh?
Yeah, well, they're doing another sweep, and I imagine they're going to fly off right about now. Lifesaver 1, the helicopter above us, has done a thorough search of the bay. They're reporting excellent visibility, good clarity in the water. They're confident that there's nothing out there. They've given us the all clear to reopen the beach.
Taco, can you give the all clear now the shark's gone? We gave Taco the honour of sounding the shark alarm to give the all clear.
So right, just on and off twice.
Oh, look at them all go back into.
Take me back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Everything's gonna be alright in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime, that is where I'll be.
I couldn't find them. The young lady took her right down there.
One shark case closed, one baby investigation still going.
Baby was walking off and you just...
She's just walking after her father, and I just saw her, and I didn't want to let her alone in the water.
We've got one lady claiming that she's found a baby, and then we've got another lady claiming that she's had a baby stolen.
We're just sitting here, and my husband's gone swimming with the older daughter, and the young girl was playing with the baby here. I looked around and I didn't see my and I just thought, oh my God, what's going on?
The baby was following the father and sister down towards the water's edge.
And I didn't know what to do because she was just away.
And the backpacker girl thought the baby was lost and thought she was doing a good deed.
And then I just went after her and I said to her, we have to go back, we have to go back. And I didn't want to grab her, like, we just don't know her.
The mother's gone walking down to the water's edge to be informed by a member of the public that a lady had picked the baby up and wandered off into the crowd.
I just can't describe how I felt. A lot of things go through your mind in such circumstances. I don't really want to think about it.
It was just a massive case of miscommunication. It was just one of those crazy days.
Lifeguards don't really like surprises, but on New Year's Day, the surprises can kind of keep you going. Yeah, mate, I saw a hand go up there. Yeah, go. JT's in. JT's doing a great job at South Bondi today. Mind you, Terry. Great job. I've seen Yatesy perform hundreds of these rescues, and I suppose always in the back of your mind just thinking, what's this one going to throw up?
So it's a simple board rescue, but she doesn't want to get on for some reason.
I've had my fair share of surprises, so, you know, maybe Yatesy might get his own little surprise this time.
I didn't care. I'm European. I don't give a More girls should swim topless because it's just free. It's a free feeling.
Attention all the swimmers out in the water. The lifeguard service is now going to finish.
Kind of get a bit of a buzz from a day like today. It's quite spectacular, really. It's just a massive people and everyone's just having a good time. It's just a little after 7, which is a good result, and we're just shutting up and we're gonna go home, I suppose.
Shark alarm. Holiday hangovers on hold as Bondi Lifeguards order swimmers from surf.
Who hit the alarm?
Me.
Gosh, there's just all over the news. New Year's Day, there's just been a shark at Bondi and thousands of people have been rushed out of the water. Last night when I got home, my mum and dad couldn't believe how many people were down the beach. They said there was a big chaos going down there. Someone set off a shark alarm. And then when they told me that, I just go, yeah, it was me.
You authorised it or what happened? Yeah, it was all through Hop, so if there's anyone to blame, it's Hoppo.
Mum and dad just started laughing and yeah.
Hey, he's good, isn't he?